Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video we'll be learning that how to crochet any pixel grid design, like any of the design. You can select it from Pinterest or anywhere and you can crochet it as your own. So yeah, let's start. For this project you first gonna select the design, that which pixel grid you wanna crochet, and I'm gonna go step by side really slowly so you can definitely follow it. And then after you're gonna select the color, so the background color. So you can see, for example, I had this butterfly pixel grid, and this butterfly is in the color purple. I'm gonna use it in the color pink, and the background would be in color dark pink. So yeah, so this background, which is in the white color, would be this color, and the butterfly color is this color. So yeah, and you're gonna, after selecting the yarn, you're gonna select your hook size that is perfect for your yarn thickness. I'm gonna use 3mm hook. And yeah, first I'm gonna start with the base. So this is the base. We're gonna start working on the base, and then we're gonna go zigzagly upwards. Our piece are gonna grow upwards naturally. So let's start. First you're gonna grab onto your current color. Like my current color is the dark pink color, and I'm gonna make a slip knot into it. So to make a slip knot, I'm gonna point up my left hand and grab onto this yarn end while using these two fingers, and I'm gonna twist my two fingers, and I'm gonna hold this yarn end while using my thumb and just pull everything. So this is the normal way how I make my slip knot, and pull it tightly. And then you're gonna slide your hook through this loop and just tie the loop. And then how I'm gonna hold on to my piece is just like I'm grabbing it around my pinky once, and I'm gonna rest it on top of my ring finger, and I'm going behind my index finger, and I'm gonna hold onto my piece with my middle finger and thumb. So like this, I'm holding onto my materials. And for the hook, there's nothing really special. I'm just holding it how I'm writing. So first we're gonna start by chaining. So to determine the number of the chain we'll be making is this. So first you're gonna count onto the box, that how many boxes you had. This little thing over here is also a proper box, but it's shrunk. So you're gonna count the boxes, that how many boxes you had. The number of the boxes will determine the number of the V's, the number of the chain, and the stitches. So first you're gonna count onto your boxes that are on the base. So this is the base of my pixel grid. I'm gonna count it from here till the end, that how many boxes I had. And then after, I'm gonna change the number of my boxes. So first you count your boxes, that how many boxes you had onto your base over here. So I have total of 28 boxes, and I'm gonna chain 28 now. So now to chain, we're gonna yarn over on the working yarn. So to yarn over, bring your hook on back over and on top of the working yarn, and pull through the loop on our hook. So like this. Now this is our first chain, and now let's move on to the second. So yarn over, pull through the loop on your hook, and we're gonna continue doing this until we have a total of 28 boxes, or what's your base number over here of the chain. So just count it as your desired length, that how many boxes you have on your pixel grid's base. So this is my third chain, and I need to make more to have a total of 28. So let's make a fourth one. Yarn over on the working yarn, pull through the loop on our hook, and then again yarn over on the working yarn, pull through the loop on our hook, yarn over on the working yarn, pull through the loop on our hook, and just go on, continue making the chain. There will be the exact number of the base boxes over here. So just continue chaining until you reach your desired length. I've made a total of 28 chains, and we need to check it once so that we get properly clear that yeah, we have a great number, that exact number of the boxes that is on our pixel grid over here. So the right box number. So first, now we're gonna count onto our chains. So count it from the slip knot or from the bottom of your hook. So I'm gonna count it till the end. Now I have the right amount of boxes over here, means the chains over here. And now let's just say that we have one extra chain onto our piece to give the height to our actual stitch. This row is not the chain row. The part where we chained is not as count as a row. So now we're gonna do the actual work. So first you chain over here. You chained till the end, from the beginning till the end over here, and now you're gonna start row. So these boxes are not your row. So this is not your row. You're gonna make the row of single crochets after these chains. So how many rows we have? We have 3 rows of single crochets onto this pixel grid, onto mine one, but your might be different from mine. So these boxes is the first row. We're gonna go across this. So first we're gonna make single crochet across this, and then after we're gonna chain one and move on to this side, and then after we're gonna chain one again and move on to this side. So it's kind of zigzag thing over here, but the chain is not counted as a box over here. So first we're gonna start making the single crochet one. So the reason we make the one extra chain is to give the height to single crochet. So we're gonna skip the first chain, the chain which is below the loop on our hook. This chain, we're gonna skip this, and then one below it is the second. We're gonna insert our hook into the second chain, and then after inserting I'm gonna yarn under. So bring my hook on top of the working yarn and pull through the stitch. Now I've got 2 loops left on my hook. I'm gonna yarn over again, pull through both loops that are left on my hook. So this is my first single crochet, means that I've made my first box over here as well. So I'm gonna continue doing this. Yarn, insert your hook into the next stitch, next chain over here. Yarn under on the working yarn, pull through the stitch. Now I got 2 loops left on my hook. I'm gonna yarn over, pull through both loops that are left on my hook, like this. And now let's continue. Insert your hook into the next chain, yarn under, pull through. Now I got 2 loops left on my hook. I'm gonna yarn over again, pull through both loops that are left on my hook, and I'm gonna continue making these single crochets all across my chains. So until I reach the end, just place 1 single crochet into each and every chain. So insert your hook into this chain, yarn under, pull through. Now I got 2 loops left on my hook. I'm gonna yarn over, pull through both loops that are left on my hook. And so this is our single crochet that looks like this, and I'm gonna continue doing this until I reach the end part. I'm done making my first row of boxes, and so you have a curl over here. This is normal. They will end after you make more rows, so don't worry about the curl. And now after the last stitch, you're gonna chain one, and then after you're gonna flip your work. So, and now you're gonna insert your hook into the last stitch. So you can see a V here. This is the chain one, and the one below it, this is the last stitch. You're gonna go through it, so you can see holes over here. These are the stitches, or you can also see it from above to make it more clear. You're going through whole V this time. And then after inserting, you're gonna yarn under, pull through, and you got 2 loops on your hook. You're gonna yarn over, pull through both loops that are on your hook, and just place 1 normal single crochet as you do. And now you can see that we are going it in a zigzag shape. So first we make a single crochet row that go this way, and then we chain one, move over here, and now we're gonna go this way. And then after this, we're gonna again chain one and gonna go this way. So this is the thing of the pencil grid. We're gonna go in the hexagonal shape, so like a snake moving like this. We are over here, we chain one over here, and we are over here. We're gonna continue doing this until we reach the end, and when we reach the end, we're gonna chain one again, we move upwards, and we're gonna continue doing this like this. So this is how we're gonna move on to the desired length. So grab onto your working yarn again and insert your hook into the next stitch. So next we can see it from the above like this, or you can see it from here. There are holes. You're gonna insert your hook into this hole. Make sure that you're going through hole V, and then after inserting, you're gonna yarn under, pull through the stitch. Now you got 2 loops left on your hook. You're gonna yarn over again, pull through both loops, and just place 1 single crochet all across until you reach the end. So you can see a curved stitch over here. This is the first stitch as well. You're gonna insert your hook into it as well. So make 1 single crochet all across until you reach the end. And now after, you're just gonna continue making single crochets all across, but after the last stitch, as usual, you're gonna chain 1, flip your work and do single crochets, and just you're going through hole V over here, hole stitch, or you can also see the holes. So to make it a pixel grid shape, you're over here in the row, and then after you're gonna chain 1. So look at it. So you complete this row, you chain 1, move upwards, and go this way. And then after you reach the last stitch, which is the last stitch of the second round, you're gonna chain 1 again and move upwards and go this direction, so like this. And you're gonna continue making that how many rows you have on the base. So just chain 1, flip your work, and make single crochets all across until you reach your desired length of the base boxes. So I have 3 rows of white boxes. Don't count these one, I'm gonna tell you about these ones later. Just make these 3 boxes. I'm just giving an example of mine, but yours may be different from it. So just make it the base, and then after I'm gonna meet you when I'm done with my base. So I'm just gonna make 1 more round after this one. So just to make more clear, I'm done making my second row, and then now I'm just gonna chain 1 again, and I'm gonna flip my work and just place single crochets all across. This is my last row as well of the base part, so the dark pink part, and then next I'm gonna switch to the light pink part, and I'm gonna show you next that how I'm gonna do that. So I'm just placing 1 single crochet, you can see, all across, and where I'm placing, I'm just going through the whole V over here. You can also look it from the top, or just see the holes, go through the holes. I place 1 single crochet into the hole, and then you can see the next hole. This is our second stitch from this one. I'm gonna place my 1 more single crochet into the next one. So I'm just gonna continue doing this all across until I reach the ends, and I'm sure that everybody had gotten the hang of the pixel grid pattern and the stitches that we made. But if you forgot how to make it, you can always rewatch the first parts where I demonstrated everything really slowly within really detail. So don't worry if you forgot, just rewatch the first parts and make your. So now I'm gonna meet you when I'm done with this row. So now I'm done making the base part, and you can see the curve is ending now. So I'm gonna start working with the color change part, which is this part. So you can see I'm done with my 3rd row. So I'm over here, and then I'm gonna chain 1 again and continue making the white boxes, which means that I have dark pink ones. So I'm gonna continue making the dark pink boxes until I reach this part, which is purple one, but for me it's the dark pink color, light pink one. So I'm gonna count that how many boxes I have before the colored chain part. So the white boxes I have before the purple part, I'm gonna count them and just make them until I reach the purple part. So just count the boxes before the colored part, the color chain part. Just count your boxes now. I have to roll 13 boxes, and I'm gonna 14. So I'm gonna continue making the dark pink stitches, 14 dark pink stitches. So chain 1, flip your work and just make 14 of them, but let's just say that we're gonna make 13 because we're gonna change the color into the 14th stitch, so make just 13 single crochets with your current color or which of the number you have for this pixel grid, so that what design you chose. Just continue making single crochets until you reach your desired length. I have 14 and then I'm gonna make 13 of them. So like this, I'm gonna continue doing this all across until I reach the 13th single crochet stitch. So now I made my 13th stitch and now I'm gonna insert my last single crochet with the dark pink color, so yarn under, pull through. But we're not gonna pull through both loops again, we're gonna cross off our yarn instead, and then we're gonna grab onto the next color, which is my light pink, but your might be different from me, so we're gonna create a loop over here, so like this, and then after we're gonna adjust the loop to the size of our hook like this, and then after this you're just gonna pull through the left of the two loops that is from your dark pink color. So just, or you can easily hold on to the next color, which is your dark light pink one, with your these two fingers, and then you're gonna yarn over on the current yarn, which is the working yarn next color, and then after yarning over, gonna pull through these two loops of the old one, so the dark pink one, pull through them, and now you can just bring this yarn towards the facing point that is facing you, and like this, and just pull this. So now you're gonna make the carry on method. So to make the carry on method, you're gonna insert your hook into the next stitch, and now you're gonna determine the color of your purple boxes. So I have a total of 5 purple boxes. I'm gonna make 5 purple boxes over here, so let's just make them. Insert your hook, so now insert your hook into the stitch, and your both of the yarn tails, the yarn tail of this color of your current color and the yarn of your old color, the dark pink color, is always on top of your hook, but on the side which is facing you over here. This is called the carry on method, and then after you're gonna insert a single crochet. Just place single crochet. So this is my first one, and I'm gonna place my 4 more. So insert my hook into the next stitch. I'm carrying on onto the other yarn tail and the old color, and I'm just placing 1 single crochet all across. So you can see a color change over here like this, and now I need to make 2 more. So make 2 more of them, and I'm reached my 4th. So I'm gonna insert my hook into the last stitch, like the next stitch, and I'm gonna yarn under, pull through, but I'm not gonna pull through 2 loops again. Instead I'm just gonna cross off my pink yarn, and then I'm gonna yarn over onto this yarn, which is the dark pink yarn, and I'm gonna pull through the both loops. So I change to the pink, and then after I'm gonna count that how many boxes I have left after the purple one. So I'm gonna count over here. So let's just count. I have total of 9 boxes after the color light pink. So I'm gonna insert my hook into the next stitch and carrying on to the yarn tail and the old yarn color, and then place a single crochet, and just place single crochets all across until you reach the end. I have 9, so yours might be different from mine, so just place 9, or how many boxes you have after the color change. So just place all across, carrying on to both the yarn tail and the old working yarn as well, so your previous color, and just place 1 single crochet into each and every stitch after your color change, and just count it after that you have a right color. So like this. I'm done with my first row. Congrats, you know how to make the color cane now. And then we are done with the row 4 and we're gonna continue. So now this is also the end of our video, like the first part of our video. We'll have total of 2 parts in this video. This was the first part and we're gonna end off with over here, but don't worry, next part 2 will be just coming right now on till tomorrow. Wait till tomorrow for the second part of this tutorial, so stay tuned. So bye, I'm gonna meet you tomorrow with the second part of this video.